students, Sukhdarshan, lecturer English here for the poem Upgupta. It's written by Rabindranath Tagore. The poem has a beautiful theme. It shows that the service of fellow human beings is the highest service. The true love is that which we have for suffering of the people. Upgupta is about a disciple of Buddha. It tells us the story of a young dancing woman and Upgupta. Upgupta, the disciple of Buddha, lay asleep in the dust by the city wall of Mathura. Upagupta, Buddha ਚੇਲਾ ਮਥੁਰਾ ਦੀ ਦੀਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਡਸਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੇਟਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ. It was dark night of August and Upagupta, young aestic, was lying asleep on the dust by the city wall of Mathura. Were all out, doors were all shut, there was no lights, no lamps there, ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ੇ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਸਨ, and stars were all hidden by the murky sky of August. ਅਤੇ ਅਗਸਤ ਦੀ ਅੰਧੇਰੀ ਰਾਤ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਟਾਰ ਲੋਪ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਸਨ. Whose feet were those chinking with anklets? ਪੰਜੇਬ ਦੀ ਛਣ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਕਿਸ ਦੇ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੀ? ਟਚਿੰਗ ਹਿਜ਼ ਬ੍ਰੈਸਟ ਆਫ ਅ ਸਡਨ, ਜਿਸ ਨੇ ਅਚਾਨਕ ਉਸਦੀ ਬ੍ਰੈਸਟ ਨੂੰ ਛੋਇਆ. ਹੀ ਵੋਕ ਅਪ ਸਟਾਰਟ, ਉਹ ਚੌਂਕ ਕੇ. ਲਾਈਟ ਫਰੋਮ ਅ ਵੂਮੈਨਸ ਲੈਂਪ ਫੈਲ ਔਨ ਹਿਜ਼ ਫੋਰਗਿਵਿੰਗ ਆਈਜ਼, ਅਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਵੂਮੈਨ ਔਰਤ ਦੇ ਲੈਂਪ ਤੋਂ ਉਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਦਿਆਲੂ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੂਰਨ ਦੀਆਂ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਪਈ. ਇਟ ਵਾਜ਼ ਦ ਡਾਂਸਿੰਗ ਗਰਲ, ਇਹ ਨਰਤਕੀ ਸੀ. ਸਟੈਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਜਵੈਲਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗਹਿਣਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੜੀ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ. ਵੀਅਰਿੰਗ ਅ ਪੇਲ ਬਲੂ ਮੈਂਟਲ ਮੀਨਿੰਗ ਦੁਪੱਟਾ, ਜਿਸ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਪੀਲਾ ਨੀਲੇ ਰੰਗ ਦਾ ਦੁਪੱਟਾ ਪਹਿਨਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ. ਡਰੰਕ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਵਾਈਨ ਆਫ ਹਰ ਯੂਥ, ਅਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੀ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਦੇ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੁੱਬੀ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ. The comprehension of this passage is concerned, I will tell you important questions here. The first one is, from which poem have these lines been taken and who is the poet? These lines have been taken from the poem Upgupta and it's written by Rabindranath Tagore. Who was Upgupta? Upgupta was the disciple of Buddha. And third question is, where did he lie asleep? He lay asleep in the dust by the city wall of Mathura. Give an example of a metaphor from these lines. Hidden by murky sky of August. This is the metaphor. Metaphor meaning rupak. From where did a light fall in his eyes? Light fell on his face from a woman's lamp. And she was a dancing girl and she saw a young face. Toward her lamp and saw a young face, austerely beautiful. Austerely beautiful meaning ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਖੂਬਸੂਰਤ ਜਾਂ ਤੇਜ਼ਮਈ ਜਿਸ ਦਾ ਰੂਪ ਹੋਵੇ. ਉਸਨੇ ਕਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਿਆ? a beautiful face, a beautiful young man. Forgive me, young aestic, said the woman. The woman asked the forgiveness from the aestic. Aestic meaning ਸਾਧੂ ਜਾਂ ਭਿਕਸ਼ੂ. ਉਸ ਮੌਕੇ ਤੋਂ ਉਸਨੇ ਖਿਮਾ ਦੀ ਜਾਂਚਨਾ ਕੀਤੀ. graciously come to my house, graciously kindly come to my house. The dusty earth is not a fit bed for you. ਇਹ ਮਿੱਟੀ ਭਰੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੋਂ ਆਮ ਦਾ ਠੀਕ ਸਥਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. What did the woman say to the young aestic? The woman asked the young aestic to her house. At her request, the young aestic, the young monk Upgupta answered, women, go on your way. ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਰਸਤੇ 'ਤੇ ਜਾਓ. when the time is ripe I will come to you. ਉਚਿਤ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਦੋਂ ਉਸ ਕੋਲ ਆਏਗਾ. suddenly the black night showed its teeth in a flash of lightning. ਅਚਾਨਕ ਬਿਜਲੀ ਦੇ ਚਮਕ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਦੰਦ ਹਨੇਰੀ ਰਾਤ ਦੇ ਚਮਕ ਰਹੇ ਹੋਣ. The second metaphor in the poem, suddenly the black night showed its teeth in a flash of lightning. The storm growled from the corner of the sky. ਅਸਮਾਨ ਦੇ ਕੋਨੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਤੂਫਾਨ ਗਰਜਿਆ. and the woman trembled in fear of some unknown danger. ਅਤੇ ਔਰਤ ਕਿਸੇ ਅਚਾਨਕ ਡਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਬੀ. The branches of the wayside trees are full of blossoms. ਆਸੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਦੇ ਦਰੱਖਤਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਟਾਹਣੀਆਂ ਫੁੱਲਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਪੰਖੜੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਭਰੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਸਨ. Gay notes of a flute came floating in the warm spring air from afar. Gay notes meaning खुशी दे सुर बांसुरी दे विचों आने वाली हवा दे विचों तैर रहे सन. Thus in this passage the question is, how were the branches of the wayside trees? The branches of the wayside trees were full of blossoms. Gone to the is the imagery in this passage. Gay notes of a flute came floating in the warm spring air. This is imagery used. The citizens had gone to the woods for the festival of flowers. ਅਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਨਾਗਰਿਕ ਜੰਗਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫੈਸਟੀਵਲ ਆਫ ਫਲਾਵਰਸ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਗਏ ਹੋਏ ਸਨ. From the mid sky gaze the full moon on the shadows of the silent town. ਅਸਮਾਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਪੂਰਾ ਚੰਦਰਮਾ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਕਸਬੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਦੀਆਂ ਪਰਛਾਈਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ. ਗੇਜ਼ ਮੀਨਿੰਗ ਦੇਖਣਾ, ਜਾਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਚੰਦਰਮਾ ਸਾਈਲੈਂਟ ਟਾਊਨ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ. ਦ ਯੰਗ ਐਸਟਿਕ ਵਾਸ ਵਾਕਿੰਗ ਇਨ ਦ ਲੋਨਲੀ ਸਟਰੀਟ. ਜਵਾਨ ਭਿਕਸ਼ੂ ਲੋਨਲੀ ਸਟਰੀਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ. ਵਾਈ ਓਵਰਹੈਡ ਦ ਲਵ ਸਿਕ coils uttered from the mango branches their speech sleepless plaint. ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਨੀਚੋਂ ਗੁਜ਼ਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਮੈਂਗੋ ਬ੍ਰਾਂਚਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੋਇਲਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਭਿੱਜੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਆਵਾਜ਼ਾਂ ਨਿਰੰਤਰ ਸ਼ਿਕਾਇਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਸਨ ਜਾਂ ਨਿਰੰਤਰ ਗੀਤ ਗਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਸਨ. ਸਲੀਪਲੈਸ ਪਲੇਨ. ਗੈਸਟਿਕ ਵੇਅਰ ਵਾਜ਼ ਦ ਯੰਗ ਗੈਸਟਿਕ ਵਾਕਿੰਗ? ਹੀ ਵਾਜ਼ ਵਾਕਿੰਗ ਇਨ ਦ ਲੋਨਲੀ ਸਟਰੀਟ. From where did the coils sing? The coils sang from the mango branches. Now where did the Upagupta stand? Upagupta passed through the city gates. ਉਹ city gates ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਗੁਜ਼ਰਿਆ. Stood at the base of the rampart. Rampart meaning ਕਿਲੇ ਦੀ ਬਾਹਰਲੀ ਕੰਧ, ਦੀਵਾਰ ਦੀ ਬਾਹਰਲੀ ਦੀਵਾਰ. ਉਸ ਦੇ was that a woman lying at his feet in the shadow of the mango grove? ਕਿ ਦਰਖਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਝੁੰਡ ਹੇਠਾਂ ਮੈਂਗੋ ਗਰੂ ਅੰਬਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸਦੇ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਔਰਤ ਲੇਟੀ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ. ਸਟਰਕ ਵਿਦ ਬਲੈਕ ਪੈਸਟੀਲੈਂਸ, ਜਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਪਲੇਗ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ. ਪੈਸਟੀਲੈਂਸ. ਹਰ ਬੋਡੀ ਪੋਟਡ ਵਿਦ ਸੋਰਸ ਔਫ ਸਮਾਲ ਪੌਕਸ. ਸਮਾਲ ਪੌਕਸ ਚੇਚਕ ਦੇ ਦਾਗਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਉਸਦੇ ਬੋਡੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਫੋੜੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸਨ. ਸ਼ੀ ਹੈਡ ਬੀਨ ਹਰਡਲੀ ਰਿਮੂਵਡ ਫਰੋਮ ਦ ਟਾਊਨ. ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਤੇਜ਼ੀ ਨਾਲ ਕਸਬੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਹਟਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ. To avoid her poisonous contagion. Contagion meaning ਛੂਤ ਦੀ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ. ਮੂਵ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਕਸਬੇ ਤੋਂ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਅਵੋਇਡ ਮੀਨਿੰਗ ਬਚਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕੇ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਕੰਟੇਜਨ ਤੋਂ, ਉਸ ਦੀ ਛੂਤ ਦੀ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਤੋਂ. Where was the woman lying? The woman was lying in the shadow of the mango grove. How was her body? Her body was filled with poisonous contagion. The aestic sat by her side. Aestic उसदे कोल बैठ गया. Took her head in his knees. उसने अपने घुटनों ऊपर उसका सिर रख लिया. And moistened her lips with water and smeared her body with sandal balm. उसने moisten meaning गिल्ला करना, उसके लिप्स ਨੂੰ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਾਲ ਗਿੱਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ. ਸਮੀਅਰ ਮੀਨਿੰਗ ਲੇਪ ਕਰਨਾ, ਉਸ ਦੀ ਬੋਡੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਚੰਦਨ ਦਾ ਲੇਪ ਕੀਤਾ. Who are you merciful one? asked the woman. ਉਸ ਔਰਤ ਨੇ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਕਿ ਹੇ ਦਿਆਲੂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੌਣ ਹੋ? The time at last has come to visit you. ਅੰਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਉਣ ਦਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ. And I am here. ਅਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਹਾਂ. replied the young ascetic. young ascetic ਨੇ ਉੱਤਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ. ਉਸ ਭਿਕਸ਼ੂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਉੱਤਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ. Now what was the right time? Right time in our lives. It's when we are in sorrow and pain, and if someone helps us at that time, and that will be. It was a time when nobody came near the dancing girl, but Upagupta applied balm on her body and helped her. Thus the poem shows that we should have kindness for other human beings. Students, now a few words about Rabindranath Tagore. You can also solve blanks from your workbook. Rabindranath Tagore was born on May 9, 1861 in Bengal. Bengal ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਹੋਇਆ. And he was the 8th son and 14th child of his parents. Special interest in Bengali, which was his mother tongue. And for his studies, he went to a public school at London, and he became a student of Professor Henry Morley, whose lectures influenced him. Taking interest in English literature, his poem Sandhya Geet was appreciated by many, including Sir Shri Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, who wrote the national song Vande Mataram. Gitanjali is a well-known collection of his poems For Gitanjali, Rabindranath Tagore was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1931. He was the first Indian to get a Nobel Prize. He breathed his last on August 7, 1941, leaving his thoughts and ideas for all of us to follow. These some few words. This poem has a human appeal. The dancing girl is drunk with the wine of her youth. Dancing girl अपनी जवानी दे विच मगरूर है. The unpleasant fate of such people is foretold. Unpleasant meaning बदकिस्मती ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ poem ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. The poet brings out the need to see beyond the short term bodily pleasure. The poet tells us that our bodily pleasures are short lived, ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਸਰੀਰਕ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਇਹ short lived ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਦੂਰ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ. This masterpiece by Tagore shows the impermanence of youth and physical beauty. ਇਸ ਕਵਿਤਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਟੈਗੋਰ ਨੇ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਦੀ ਇੰਪਰਮਨੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਂ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਯੂਥ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਸਰੀਰਕ ਸੁੰਦਰਤਾ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਐਂਡ ਦਾ ਪਰਮਾਨੈਂਸ ਆਫ ਲਵ ਐਂਡ ਫॉर ਹਿਊਮੈਨਿਟੀ, ਅਤੇ ਮਾਨਵਤਾ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਪਿਆਰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਕਾਇਮ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ. ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਦਾ ਅਸੈਂਸ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਪੋਇਮ ਕਿ youth and physical beauty is impermanent, but only love and kindness for humanity is permanent. Match the words. Murky means cloudy. Measure, clock, choga, jump. Aestic, living like a monk, abstinent, or living like a monk. Blossom, flourish, khilna. Rampart, parapet meaning किले दी दीवार. Pestilence, epidemic, महामारी. Contagion, spreading of a disease by touch. Balm, ointment, कोई क्रीम ਦਾ लेप करना, दवाई लगानी. Ointment, group of trees. The young aestic answered, "Women, go on your way." What was her way and what was his way? There are two characters in this poem, Upagupta and the dancing girl. This is his way. This is used for Upagupta. Upagupta's way was of kindness and love. And what was the way of the woman? Her way was of physical lust and pleasure. Suddenly the black night showed its teeth in a flash of lightning. How can you say that the figure of speech used is personification? How? Personification meaning to compare something to a person. Here the black night is compared the man and teeth are compared with the flash of lightning. And that's why it's called personification. Write down the figure of speech used in the following line. It's an example of alliteration. Spotted with sores or smallpox, alliteration. S. And the use of a consonant again and again, that's called alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the same sound, usually initial consonant of words in any sequence of words, like consonant S supported, sores as smallpox. Landscape lover, lord of language. This is another example. L. This is revised here for 3 times. In a summer season when soft was the sun. Following lines and answer the question that follow. List the things aestic did to lessen the woman's suffering. Lessen meaning cut karna. की काम किया उसने? He moisturized her lips with water and smeared her body with sandal balm. What's the significance of the line, "The time I am here"? This line shows us that the aestic came to the dancing girl when she needed him the most, when in difficult time, because it's a fact that in India, when one is happy and young and there may be so many persons there is a time of suffering, no one comes to help, and only kind and nice people and saints can help at that time. This is the theme of the explanation. Will also help in solving your workbook exercise. Rabindranath Tagore was born in. There are 4 options given there, and you have to choose the one. And you may this video. And he heard for literature in 1949. He got Nobel Prize. Got this prize for his world famous book Gitanjali, and a Hindi film was made on his work Kabliwala. He died in 1941. Dash is the famous poem written by Tagore, Upagupta. And these are the answers to your first 6 questions. And next, this whole passage is given in your workbook. You have to find the answers from it. Still not have obtained workbook, it will be helpful for those. Answer to the first question from your workbook is anklets, and second, dash fell on his forgiving eyes, lamp. Second, not bad for you. Who spoke these words? Said the women. Who was the women? The dancing girl. When the time is ripe. Who spoke these words? Young aestic answered, women, go on your way. When the time is ripe, I will come to you. Who spoke these words? The young aestic spoke these words. Question. When the time ripe is means? Ripe means when the time is right. This is the answer to your 5th question. Who was that woman? 6th question. That woman was a dancer. 7th, in your workbook, she lowered the lamp and saw a young face. The dancer saw the young face of the aestic. Is it true or false? She lowered the lamp and saw a young face, austerely beautiful. For whom these words are used? These are used for the young aestic. And who was he? He was the young aestic. This is true. The dusty earth is not fit for your bed. Means this bed is small. Is it right or wrong? This is wrong, because dusty earth doesn't mean a small bed. It means a bed that is not suitable for a person. It means suitable. A similar word to aestic that is used in this poem. You may monk or a disciple is used. Aestic said, when the time is ripe, I will come to you. What does ripe mean here? The aestic said, when the time is ripe, I will come to you. What does this mean here? This means that when the time is right. Students, I have also narrated the central idea in this video, and keywords are taken from your workbook so as to help you in forming the central idea of the point. I hope these all videos will help you in reading and listening the whole chapter while sitting at your home at any time. And the next lesson, sparrows, will be in the next video. Thanks a lot.